MLS Next Pro action kicks off match week 16 and brings us to Osceola County Stadium in Kissimmee, Florida. Orlando City B takes on Toronto FC2 for their one and only meeting of the 2025 MLS Next Pro regular season. Jack Edwards here with you in the broadcast booth for MLSNextPro.com. We look first at Orlando City B. 6 wins, 6 defeats, 1 shootout win after a draw. They've got 20 points, sat in 8th spot in the Eastern Conference entering into today's match. Similar spot for Toronto, 5 wins, 5 defeats, 3 draws, all of them shootout defeats. 18 points so far this season for Toronto FC2. We look at the lineups now. First off for Orlando, they make 3 changes after a 1-0 defeat at Carolina Core 14 days ago. Carlos Mercado makes a 10th start of 2025 in net. Noam Abdullawi comes into that back 4 with Tahir Reed-Brown making another start so far this season. Started all 14 games at left back so far this campaign. In the midfield, John Solis returns to the lineup after being a substitute in that defeat against Carolina Core 14 days ago. Shaq Mohammed leads the line with 7 goals so far this season. Best on the team in this 4-2-3-1 shape for Manuel Goldberg. On the other side of things for Toronto FC2, they're coming off a 2-0 win last time out against Inter Miami 2. This time they make the trip to Florida. They make 6 changes after that match. Malik Henry and Michael Sullivan, they were both have double-digit starts so far this season. They've got short-term agreements and are with the first team for their match against in Toronto against New York Red Bulls this evening. Rosario has got a 12th start in the season so far. He plays in between the pipes. As usual, Italo anchors this back 4 with Nathaniel Edwards coming in that left mid role, a change from last time out. And up front, Hassan Ayari, maybe a more natural role for him. As a center forward, 3 goals, 2 assists so far this campaign. Plays alongside the 15-year-old Jamari Nolan, who makes a 5th start here today. See the teams out here in Kissimmee, Florida. It's been a bit of a gap for both of these teams since the last time they played in MLS Next Pro. Both teams with the first teams in action means there's been a few changes, a few players unavailable for this one and only meeting of 2025. When they met last year, Jesus Batiz decided things with an 89th minute winner and a 2-1 win on the road for Toronto FC2. What happens in this match here today. 3 of the last 4 meetings between these sides have had late winners. 89th for Batiz in last year's meeting. There was a 91st minute winner for Moises Tablante in an April 2023 meeting. And Kobe Franklin decided things in a late 2022 meeting in a 2-1 win for Toronto. We have our first whistle from Russell Miller, and we're underway. Heading from left to right in the purple kits are Orlando City. Right to left in the all whites are the visiting Toronto FC2, making the 1,000-mile journey here to Florida. Jack Edwards with you in the broadcast booth. Appreciate you joining us on this Wednesday night. First teams in action for both teams. Orlando City B is at St. Louis City. Match at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. It's about an hour and a half until that kicks off. About a half hour for Toronto until they play against Red Bulls. Match in Toronto. Mentioned Malik Henry and Michael Sullivan, both with short-term agreements. A bit of injury issue at the first team level means that those 2 guys who have been regulars for the second team are getting their opportunities on the bench this evening in Toronto. Ball forward from Adisa Di Rosario goes out of play for an early Orlando City throw-in. Rion Tori is sliding into a more defensive role. It's Zakaria Taifi unavailable for this match. Noam Abdullawi, the Algerian defender, one of those changes that necessitates that move. Here's Reed-Brown. He's fouled, so goes the way Orlando, who will build this one out from the back. It's the 13th meeting all time between Orlando City B and Toronto FC2. Stretches all the way back to when both teams were in the USL League 1 level. They split the 4 times they met in the USL, I should say, 2016 to 17. Split those meetings 2 wins apiece across those 4 encounters. Overall, Toronto has won 8 of the 12 meetings to this point. And they've won 4 of the last 5 when they've met in MLS NEXT Pro. It's a free kick opportunity here for Orlando City B. It's going to be Ryan who delivers, and trying to get onto that one is Abdullawi. He got some contact to it. He was the last one to touch it. Yes, he was. It's out for a goal kick for Toronto. So the set piece delivery again. The center back challenging for this one. It was just about enough done defensively by Mark Fisher, the captain for Toronto, to put off his opponent. Results in a goal kick. Outside, it's cut back. Opportunity here for Stojadinovic. Clever ball forward. The first shot, it's the first goal. Toronto on the road opened the scoring and hits Hassan Ayari with his 4th goal of the season. A clever move into the 18 pays off. It's Toronto 1, Orlando 0. Turnover in a dangerous position. It's Edwards who just slips one forward for Ayari, and that's a really tidy finish between the legs of Carlos Mercado. And Hassan Ayari, who has played a variety of positions in 2025 for Toronto, gets the nod up front here today, a position that Gianni Cimini says he likes. Able to score just 4 minutes into the match. Dream start for the visitors. How do Orlando respond to that? Solis plays it back. Took a flick along the way. Edwards got a bit of contact to it. Claypierre will take the throw. Abdullawi. Sargis goes back to Mercado. Drop the shoulder from Olguin. Plays it back now to Chukwu. Italo lifts one along. Here's Ayari. His touch, not the best, and he turns this one over. Here's Sargis now. Sargis and Reed Brown playing between themselves, moved along to Abdullawi. Claypierre. Is there a tug from behind? No, there wasn't. Italo, a clean challenge. Some quick playing in the midfield. Edwards can't quite bring it under his spell, and good work from Torrey to track back and win it back for his side. Mercado under a bit of pressure to Reed Brown. Lost again in a dangerous spot by Orlando. Olguin loses his feet for a moment. Ayari, already 1 goal today. The 2 teams trading early possession After an early Hassan Ayari goal, separates the sides. Assist coming from Nathaniel Edwards, his first of the 2025 campaign. 1 goal, 1 assist now so far. After scoring the season opener for Edwards, it's his first goal contribution since early March. 2 goals, 3 assists in his debut campaign in 2024. After 1 year at Syracuse, wrapping up his collegiate career, spent the first 3 years at Purdue Fort Wayne. Plays on the left-hand side of this midfield 4 for Toronto FC2. Sargis gives it off to Solis. There's Reed Brown. Solis spraying one along, trying to pick out Claypierre. The flag stays down despite an appeal from the Toronto defense. Loyola, Torrey able to keep it in play. Italo got a foot to it. It's left for Claypierre. A curling effort goes over the goal. But the brightest moments of the match so far for Orlando. They generate a shot. It's off target. It's out for a goal kick now for Toronto, but nice bit of interplay here. Torrey on the underlap, trying to play a low ball in. And good work to win the second ball, and a good combination there between Loyola and Claypierre. Loyola just leaving it before the shot goes over the bar. Fabian Loyola, the player who left that one, a 4th start of the season so far. For the Orlando native and the Chilean U20 international. A chance to go level with Alex Freeman. All-time goals scored for Orlando City B on 12. It'd be 3rd all-time in club history. It's a good touchdown to make things a bit difficult, and Reed Brown has to put a challenge in. A corner is the results. Ricardo wanted a goal kick, won't get it. Alex Freeman, that record he holds over Loyola. It's been a great year for the first team fullback, of course, longtime Next Pro guy. Getting his chances with the U.S. men's national team at the Gold Cup, and just announced as an MLS All-Star for 2025. Go short with the corner, Toronto do, trying to add to their goal they've got already. Low delivery, easily dealt with by Torrey. Chance here. Goodwin had a bit of space to have a crack. There's a foul off the ball, it appears, and it's going to be a free kick for Orlando City B. Referee Russell Miller just spotting that Loyola went down off the ball. Ayari. Chukwu. Edwards gives it back to the left back. Reed Fisher slides it forward. Iliadis will go to Stojadinovic. Back to Iliadis. Olguin in the midfield. Ayari. Edwards was offering the option. Slides one centrally. Olguin, a drop of the shoulder, trying to find Ayari. Already 1 goal today for Ayari with some dangerous movement into the 18. That time not able to link up with the pass coming from Lucas Olguin. win a third season in MLS Next Pro. Made 27 appearances last year, 24 the year before that. It's an 8th start, 11th overall appearance so far this season. The midfielder. So a ball forward, and it's on to Chase. Last off Solis, and it's out for a throw. This portion of the match is brought to you by Orlando Health. Choose well. "13 minutes in to our match here today at Osceola County Stadium, Kissimmee, Florida. Well, so far from Asaniari separates these two sides. It's an early one. It was really quiet up to that point, but a good bit of pressure from Toronto in a dangerous area. They turned the ball over, Orlando did. They were punished for it. Reed Brown. Challenge put in here by Mark Fisher. The captain wins it back from Reed Brown, cuts it in to Iliadis. The return ball to Fisher, though, was underhit, and Reed Brown can stretch his legs and try and slide one forward, aiming for Ryan, but not able to link up with the midfielder. It's a throw in for Orlando. Italo. Rosario goes long here. Abdullawi. Solis climbed highest and nodded it back to the Orlando defense. Reed Brown. Ryan comes away with it. Solis trying to scoop it along to Mohamed. He will get it in the end here. Mohamed, was he pushed from behind? No, he wasn't. That will be a foul going against Orlando. Challenge being put in by Torrey. Deemed to be a foul in the referee's eyes. It's a free kick for Toronto. We'll see that sequence again. Mohamed goes down. Torrey comes in from behind. Not much the ball there. Brings down Fisher. Penalized for it. Two teams in similar spots in the MLS Next Pro standings. 20 points for Orlando, 18 for Toronto. If this holds, they would leapfrog Orlando with 21 points. The visiting side would. Still a long way to go until we get to that point. Orlando, it's a good June so far. 2 wins in the month against Chattanooga at home, at Huntsville, but coming off a defeat 2 weeks ago at Carolina is the most recent time they've played. They're in the attack now, Orlando are. Ryan trying to play it along, blocked by Fisher, and it's going to be the first Orlando corner of the match. On the far side of the field. Nice direct move, trying to get towards the Toronto goal. lot of numbers in purple will head upfield. Outswinging delivery comes into the box. It's a good towering header away by Fisher. Torrey. Solis. Trying to slide it forward. Good work from Di Rosario, quickly off his line. Responds to it. Bit of patient build-up, trying to slide Loyola in. Di Rosario, long ball forward. Aiming for Edwards. Abdullawi goes to Mercado, and Edwards read the idea there, but just a step behind. His press being executed perfectly. Brown plays between the lines, picks out Shaq Mohammed. Back to the fullback. Mercado. Sargis. Center back given some room to move into and plays it to Mohammed. To skip past one challenge, he gets it to Mohammed. He's not able to return it to the winger. Gets it back to Solis. Di Rosario. Torrey. Loyola trying to cut it along to Mohammed. It's a good challenge put in, and Loyola puts up an apologetic hand to his teammate, not able to link up with him there. Iliadis, under a bit of pressure, just knocks one upfield all the way to the opposing goalkeeper, Mercado. He's the captain for Orlando. This portion of the match is brought to you by Inter & Co. Next financial super app, an official financial institution, Orlando City. 20 miles south of Inter & Co Stadium here in Kissimmee, Florida. A goal so far from Hassan Ayari separates the sides. A clipped pass over the top. Picks out Claypier, gets it onto the left and trying to play one in. It's cleared away by Fisher. Claypier can't bring it down for Edwards. His touch goes out of play. It's a throw in for the home side. Loyola. About 60% possession for Orlando City. They've grown on the ball more and more as the match has progressed. Shots still even at 2-2. The best chance of the match was that one-on-one that Ayari converted for the lone goal of our match. Judelson pinged back to Reed Brown. Brown, Solis. Ayari. Chukwu. Ayari. Olguin pressed tightly and skips past his defender. Olguin. Quick passing gets it to Ayari. Edwards now on the near side, one-on-one with his opponent. Ayari firing that one to Edwards, challenging one to bring under his spell. Rolls out now for an Orlando goal kick. Mohammed. Get the ball back from Clapier. Loyola. Now Abdullawi. Pushing down for Mohammed. Orlando into the 18. They haven't had only had a few touches in that 18-yard box, and they're forced out by the Toronto defense. Allowed them to have possession in and around the 18-yard box. But just not quite able to get that serious penetration. Dangerous shooting positions. Here's Torrey. Abdullawi. Solis. Mohammed can't link up there. Fisher steps in. Solis wins it back. He wants a foul for a tug of his jersey. Referee thinks otherwise. Sargis. Here's Abdullawi now. Clapier. His pass doesn't quite come off. He's able to get a toe to it on the press. Fisher, no nonsense, puts it forward. Reed Brown's touch into the midfield. One back by Toronto. Trying to spring Edwards forward, and they do. Mercado off his line, a brilliant challenge. A necessary one from the goalkeeper. Edwards would have been one-on-one with his defender. It's Orlando in the attack. Liadis dealing with Mohammed, who's able to keep it in play. Fisher can't get past Solis. Mohammed, though, can't bring the pass in. It's all the way back to Di Rosario. Clapier. Solis creeping towards the Toronto defense. Good work from Olguins. Gives past a few challenges, and in the end he's fouled by Solis. This portion of the match is brought to you by Walt Disney World, the most magical place on Earth.
Due to the high temperatures of tonight's match for the
we enter into a hydration break here just past the 30-minute mark.
The break will last up to 3 minutes. Thank you.
1-0 here in the 31st minute. Both teams a chance to catch their breath, get some hydration, and reflect on the match to this point. We can see the most decisive moment of the game so far. That is the goal from Toronto 4 minutes into the match. A turnover in possession by Solis. Nathaniel Edwards slides it forward for Hassan Ayari. And the forward makes no mistake about it. Just putting that one past the goalkeeper. That's been the biggest moment of the game to this point. Toronto with a 1-0 lead, courtesy of Hassan Ayari. 4th goal of the season, 4 goals, 2 assists now. Here in his 2nd season in MLS Next Pro. He had 6 goals and 2 assists across 23 appearances all throughout 2024. That was after coming in from Sheffield United, where he was part of their youth setup. He has the goal. Edwards has the assist. Orlando have had a lot of possession, 61% of it to be exact. But for that, they have just 1 corner, just 2 total shots. As of yet, they have not tested Adisa Di Rosario in the Toronto net. For the time between this and the next match for Toronto, of course, on the road here today, they'll be at Philadelphia Union 2 on July 6th. next match in MLS Next Pro. Orlando City will also be at Philadelphia for their next match. That will be at the end of the month on June 30th. It will round out a 5-match June for Orlando. Already an improvement from the 2024 June. They were winless in June of last year. They've got 2 wins already. They're on track, though, to going back-to-back defeats. What's the response going to be from Earl Goldberg and what he said to his side? Gear up for the final 12.5 minutes plus stoppage time of our first 45 minutes. Toronto and New York Red Bulls are about to get underway at the first team level. Had mentioned some of those Next Pro guys who have short-term agreements, Malik Henry and Michael Sullivan, both of whom have been regular contributors so far this season. Slid up to the first team. Justin Ellis for Orlando City has a first team agreement as well. He'll be with the team in St. Louis, a match that gets going in just about an hour on MLS Season Pass. A very busy Wednesday across the Major League Soccer landscape. 3 matches in MLS Next Pro here today. Good amount the first team level as well as action resumes. Sargis on the ball now with more touches than any other player up to this point. 60 of them. A clever idea on that pass, can't quite make it work with Loyola. Ryan fouled from behind by Mark Fisher. Results in a free kick for Orlando. You'd love to see, if you're Orlando, one serious opportunity at the very least in the final 10 minutes plus stoppage time. Have something of major threat to bring into the interval. Torrey trying this one forward. Edwards turned centrally, turned it over for just a moment, but Chukwu was able to link up with Ayari. He had a clever idea on that flick. Chukwu not able to keep it in play. Throw in here for Orlando. It's tossed into Abdullawi. No nonsense clearance by Italo all the way back to Mercado. 20 appearances last year for Mercado in net, 10 so far this campaign. Solis, it's a good challenge from behind to win the ball back. Abdullawi. Claypierre. Torrey just can't quite get that one between the legs of Chukwu. Was aiming for that run being made by Claypierre. Torrey. Torrey, Claypierre. Gets it to Loyola. Fabian Loyola. Now Reed Brown. Numbers advanced for Orlando. Mohamed back to goal, dragging it back to Solis. The flag stays down, much to the frustration of Italo and the Toronto defense. Abdullawi. Quick passing. Loyola fouled, wins the free kick. Olguin brings him down. It might be just outside of shooting range for Orlando City B. We'll see what they think about for this free kick. See how they won it. Just a nice pair of touches here. Loyola, the drop of the shoulder, catching Olguin unawares. He's brought down. It's in a spot where if either John Solis or Fabian Loyola want to have a shot, it would require a great deal of power to beat Adisa Di Rosario. This might be a little too close to try and whip one in for a set piece. We'll see what they think. This free kick here in the 40th minute of our match today. Solis drives one in, and it's knocked to the back of the net. A tidy finish from the center back. Noam Abdullawi equalizes. All even again in Kissimmee. His first goal for Orlando City B. And that's not a center back's finish. That's some take from the defender. And he opens his account to make it all even in the final minutes of our first 45. All even again. Solis, his second assist of the campaign. Abdullawi, his first goal. Abdullawi coming into the side at the beginning of this year, originally from Saint Etienne in France. Spent time with Genoa and Lecce in the Italian youth setups, U19s for Genoa, U18s with Lecce. Also featured for the Algerian U18 side. He's a towering presence in that back line at 6'4". It wasn't with his head that he knocked that one in. It was a good finish with his right. Claypierre dances past a few. Loyola. Solis. Claypierre. Loyola now. Just lifting one in. Italo gets ahead to it. Fisher a clearance away. Abdullawi wins that header. Mohamed getting involved in a few challenges. Torrey. Soli skips past Edwards, cuts it back, and Mohammed gets under the shot. It's a Toronto goal kick. Reed Fisher. Now for an Orlando throw-in. Judelson. It's a clever idea. Ryan gets there. They want a handball. They won't get it. It's a strong challenge from behind from Judelson. So Miller, Bernardo Ryan. It was not a handball, which is the 17-year-old's frustration. Italo given some space to roam into, and he pings one along, gets it to Iliadis, past one challenge, a shot from distance, and just off target. Mercado clearly didn't think much of it, didn't dive for it, but in his first start of 2025, Costa Iliadis had special things in mind. Quite able to get that one towards net.
The fourth official has indicated that there will be a minimum of 3 minutes of added time.
3 minutes added on at the end of our first 45. 2 goals and a hydration break, the big stoppages that we've seen up to this point. Sargis just launches one forward. Offside, though, was Bernardo Ryan. Assistant on the near side. Cuts off that movement. Edwards, first time, Ayari. Good work from Edwards and Olguin to spring Ayari in here. 2 goal scorers so far today coming together. Ayari not able to get there before Abdullawi able to dive in and clear it out for a throw. Edwards, Ayari able to turn, roll it along to the edge of the 18. Sojadinovic, Iliadis, the return ball. A dangerous move here, clipped along to the back post. It's out of play, goal kick the result. The final move of our first 45 from either side. Carlos Mercado in no rush to restart play. Orlando City B will be happy that they'll go into halftime all level. They generated a lot of possession, up to 65% now. After conceding that early goal, it's been not one-way traffic, but a lot of possession for Orlando. They were able to turn that into a set-piece goal. match that has been otherwise very close between these two sides through 47.5 minutes. Klaipier, now Torrey, Mohamed, past the challenge of Italo. Shaq Mohamed drives one in, picks out an option, point blank block, falls to Mohamed, trying to open an angle for himself. Mohamed, his shot blocked. It's gonna be a corner. That was some pass from Shaq Mohamed to fire that one in. Generated the chance for Dyson Klaipier, just not able to get it past his opponent and Tess Di Rosario. It's out now for a corner. They'll take it from this near side, might be the final touches of our first 45. John Solis, one assist from a free kick. We tack on another from another set piece. The outswinger dropped in. It falls for Sargis, cleared away. The header down by Judelson, cleared up and away. It is the final touch of our first 45. A back and forth affair between Orlando and Toronto. Hassan Ayari opened the scoring early on before Noam Abdullawi scored an equalizer. In the final few minutes of our first 45, our score at the half is Orlando 1, Toronto 1. First half highlights and stats are coming up, but first, our April Marie Aguilar sat down with a pair of Tacoma Defiant stars. First up is Yu Tsukanome in part 1 of Player Profile.
Welcome to this edition of Player Profile. I'm April Marie Aguilar. Joining me today is Tacoma Defiance's Yu Tsukanome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
So Yu, what got you into professional soccer?
私は、小さい頃は、J リーグの大宮アルディージャっていうアカデミーでプレーしていて、そこから、中学生高校はマッチクラブでプレーして、高校は普通の、高校でサッカーをしてました。大学から、関西の大学に行って、そこから、全国大会3位に4年生の最後でなって、そこから、J リーグのクラブに練習を参加をしたんですけど、そこで、契約は取れなくてどうしようかなってふうに思っていた時に、アメリカに行くっていう選択肢があったのでそこに行きました。そこで、僕は NPSL リーグで、3ヶ月間プレーをして、見事、ゴールデンブーツを取ることができて、シャトルサウンダーズのセカンドチームにトライアウトに来ることができて、次の年からサインをすることができました。
So, how would you describe your playing style and what sets you apart?
はい、私の長けているところは、試合中に、頭を使ってしっかりと考えることができるところと、試合状況によって、プレースタイルを変えることができるところだと思います。あとはゴールに、直結するプレーだったりとか、アシストとかゴールを常に狙っているところが他の選手とは違うところだと思います。
How has your time in MLS NEXT Pro helped you develop and evolve as a player?
まずは、若い選手が試合に出れるっていうところの経験を積めるっていうことが、試合に出れるっていうことがすごく大事になってくると思うので、若いうちはたくさん試合に出たりすることで試合感覚だったりとかを養えると思うので、そこでたくさん試合に出れることは僕にとってはすごくいい経験だなっていうふうに思っています。
You and Ozaza de Rosario are both in the race for the Golden Boot. What is both of y'all's relationship like out on the pitch?
はい、僕はあんまりそのサゼとゴールデンブーツを争っているっていう感覚はなくて、僕はチームが勝つためにサッカーをしているので、サゼのこともたくさん見ているし、僕とサゼの関係はすごくいい関係だとお互いは思っていると思いますし、はい、すごくやりやすい関係でいてます。
What does a successful season for you look like alongside Tacoma Defiance's season?
僕が、タコマでプレーしているのはやっぱり優勝したいからここに来ているので、みんなと今シーズンは去年達成できなかった優勝っていうところを目標にしてやっているので、はい、今シーズンは絶対に優勝できるように頑張っていきたいと思います。
Well, thank you so much for the time, you. We wish you all the best of luck this season. And thank you so much for you all for watching this episode of Player Profile. Be sure to tune in next time to see who I'll be speaking to next. For now, I'm April Marie Aguilar. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
This summer, the center of the soccer world is right here. The world's best, the world's game, all in your backyard. 4 major moments. One summer like no other. Learn more at MLSsoccer.com/summer.
Este verano la Leagues Cup regresa más fuerte que nunca. Comenzamos con 36 clubes. En la primera fase, cada equipo jugará contra 3 equipos de la liga rival para determinar su posición en la fase de eliminación directa.
The 4 top-seeded clubs from each league will move on, ensuring interleague matchups all the way through the quarterfinals.
3 naciones, 2 ligas y un solo campeón. En Leagues Cup 2025,
It's dominance on the line.
Action.
The youngest MLS debutant, Kevin Sullivan. Luna. Yes! That is a banger! Absolute scorcher! Spectacular save from Dane St. Clair.
It's halftime at Osceola County Stadium in Kissimmee, Florida. 1-1 between Orlando City and Toronto up to this point. We'll take a look at our busy upcoming schedule in just a moment, but first off, we can rejoin April in Tacoma, this time with midfielder Sebastian Gomez in part 2 of our player profile.
Welcome to another episode of Player Profile. I'm April Marie Aguilar. Joining me today is Tacoma Defiance's Sebastian Gomez. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Well, you've been a part of the Sounders FC organization since 2017. How do you feel like you've evolved as a player since then?
I think throughout the whole entire time that I've been here, there's always been like DNA throughout the club, and they always remind us like to be disciplined, and throughout the whole entire club just give us like pointer tips throughout the whole time we're here. I think something that's really important is that they have like a set way of playing, and when you learn that, I think you really find success in moving up the ranks. And yeah, all the coaching staff, like very helpful. I think each one plays a really important role in having and making your development. So it's been a very fun ride so far.
And just last year, you graduated high school,
Yeah.
scored your first professional goal, your first brace, and you played alongside Tacoma Defiance in the playoffs, all in
Yeah.
a span of a few months. What was that period of time like for you?
It was, to be honest, like the one word that came straight to my mind was electric. Like it was a great time, you know. I think I was having so many good achievements, and it was really just that momentum bringing me throughout the whole season. Just it felt good, and you know, I'm trying to bring it into this season and hopefully like finish out strong, just like last year. Like let's get a result, hopefully become champions would be great.
And you're such a young player still, but already you've just mentioned you've been able to accomplish so much. When you take a step back and you look at your journey, is there one specific moment that stands out from the rest?
I think the moment that stands out for me would be, I know this is kind of like weird for me to say this, but I think like when I got injured, because I did have quite a big injury. I had a stress fracture on my L5 vertebrae on the right, and it did put me out for quite a while. But I think like looking back at that, it really opened up doors for me, and it made me realize like I gotta fight, come back stronger. Like I've been knocked down, but how do I come back, and how do I like bring myself back up and keep pushing? I think that was actually a really important moment in my journey so far. And I think that taught me a lot of things throughout my career so far.
I love that you mentioned a moment of adversity, right? A lot of times players, they don't look forward to those moments, but those are the moments that do make you stronger.
Yeah.
You said that you've learned a lot of lessons from it. What lesson specifically just kind of resonates with you?
Just always keeping your head up, trying to stay positive in times where you're down, you know, like when you don't want to do something, having the discipline to do it and getting it done, and knowing that in the future it's gonna help you in the long run. And I think that's really important, like, because everyone is gonna get knocked down in their life, and I think it's important to take away the good parts and just try and keep a positive mentality and just be hungry to get better and better.
How do you feel like your coach has played a role in this mindset of yours?
Well, H, I think, has that type of mentality too, like willingness, and like he loves to push players to their limit, and I think he's done that with me. He's helped me in that way to keep pushing to my full potential. Hammering me, I guess, like, you know, like just
keep pounding the stone.
Yeah, 100%. He's done that, and I think that's been really helpful for me.
And what can we expect to see from you next, Sebastian?
Winning the league would be great. Would be a great achievement, not just for me, but for the whole entire team. You know, that would be awesome. Individually, I think creating chances more consistently for my team, you know, scoring goals, assists. I think everyone loves to do that, but I think it's important for especially wingers and attacking players to make that difference in the game and help your team get a result.
Well, Sebastian, we wish you the very best of luck and continued success on your journey.
Thank you.
And we hope that you all enjoyed this episode of Player Profile. Be sure to tune in next time to see who I'll be speaking to next. For now, I'm April Marie Aguilar. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Youngest MLS debutant, Kevin Sullivan. Luna. Yes! That is a banger! Absolute scorcher! Spectacular save from Dane St. Clair.
Action!
Este verano la Leagues Cup regresa más fuerte que nunca. Comenzamos con 36 clubes. En la primera fase, cada equipo jugará contra 3 equipos de la liga rival para determinar su posición en la fase de eliminación directa.
The 4 top-seeded clubs from each league will move on, ensuring interleague matchups all the way through the quarterfinals.
3 naciones, 2 ligas y un solo campeón. En Leagues Cup 2025,
it's dominance on the line.
Este verano, el centro del fútbol mundial está aquí. Los mejores del mundo. El deporte mundial en tu propio rincón. 4 grandes eventos. Un verano como ningún otro. Para aprender más, visite mlssoccer.com/summer.
Nearing the end of our halftime show, our match between Orlando City B and Toronto FC, 2 all level, 1 apiece between these 2 sides. Jack Edwards here with you at MLSNextPro.com. Let's look at our first half highlights. It was a dream start for Toronto FC too. They turn it over here at the edge of the 18, but the pressure gets ramped up. Olguin joins in on things. A combination of players wins it back. Nathaniel Edwards slides it in for Hassan Ayari, who slides it into the back of the net. Just 4 minutes into the game, they took a 1-0 lead. After this, there'd be a good spell of possession for Toronto, or for Orlando City B, I should say, able to really just carry things forward for a lot of the match. There were some chances, though, that they were called into action for. Carlos Mercado coming off his line in a big way to get that one back. And then late on in our first 45, a foul committed, a free kick delivered, and an equalizer found. Nice ball knocked in the back of the net by Noam Abdellaoui. Makes things 1-1 after the assist from John Solis. Evens things up at 45 minutes. So a goal at 4 minutes in, and a goal at 40 minutes in, and a late chance from Klaipier. It was well blocked by the defense. In the end, a few chances for Orlando City B, not able to break things down. In the end, for a goal to take the lead, they're up on shots 6-3, and we're all even 1-1 between the two sides. A few more fouls for Toronto as well, which isn't really a surprise considering they've been outpossessed 65-35 up to this point in the match. So we're just a few moments away from our second 45 between Orlando and Toronto. One sub made at halftime, Toronto FC 2, bringing on Micah Chisholm in place of Costa Iliadis. Iliadis was able to get a little bit more involved in the back end of that first half, but not his biggest contribution. A first start of his time with Toronto, had made 9 sub appearances so far this season. It was his first start as a pro. He's replaced by Micah Chisholm at halftime. Chisholm coming off a match where he scored a goal against Inter Miami 2, scored the opener in the 13th minute 13 days ago. And play gets restarted with Jamari Nolan getting things going. Italo spraying one forward. Chukwu gets the header forward. Returned, I think as far as Chukwu. Olguin in the midfield. Plays it along to Stojadinovic. Chisholm was a starter at left back in that match. 2-0 win. Ayari scoops it along, aiming for Stojadinovic, the other man who scored a goal in that 2-0 win over Inter Miami 2. Toronto are coming into this match in relatively good form. 7 points from their last 9 available. That was a good turnaround after back-to-back defeats at New York City and against Huntsville towards the back end of May.
Ladies and gentlemen, we did have a substitution for Toronto
Sprayed
FC
out
2
wide.
leaving the game was
Stojadinovic to Edwards. Here's Reed Fisher.
He was replaced by number 73, Micah Chisholm.
Fisher fouled from behind. Center back trying to carry that one forward. Brought down from behind by Bernardo Rhine. Edwards standing up his defender. Now bringing it infield. Stojadinovic has a crack, and that's not too far away at all. He saw Mercado maybe not in the best of positioning and thought, why not have a shot? It's the first shot of the second half, and it goes just over the frame. There was a bit of net to aim at, and that is not too far away from an absolute screamer from Marko Stojadinovic, trying to make it back-to-back matches with a goal. He scored the first goal of 2025 for Toronto against New England Revolution at the beginning of the season. Scored in the last match, 2 goals so far this campaign for the midfielder. Turned over there with the pass, and it's going to be a foul going against Orlando. Torrey, the one this time, who brings down his opponent. Olguin. Italo trying that big switch, doesn't quite come off. Calling for it is Chisholm. First touches of major consequence for the halftime substitute. Italo. Big range of passing, drops it in. Clearance, corner, cross was well blocked. Falls into the hands of Mercado, who tosses it into play. Loyola skips past one. Long ball forward. Ayari spins his opponent, cuts it back for Nolan. What a block, point blank, to deny that for Toronto. A great move, matched by great defending. Edwards blocks the ball from Reed Brown. We have a throw in here. It's a poor turnover. Loyola, it bounces back for Orlando. Rhine scooping it out. Napier has his shot blocked. Fisher able to just kick it off his opponents. It's out now for a goal kick. Heart and mouth moment though for Toronto. Trying to play that out from the back. It got turned over in a dangerous spot. Move progressing here. Clapier trying to drive it in. Good defensive work by Toronto. bouncing back and forth. Loyola jumping in, trying to win it back. Chisholm stepping up from the back line. Now Edwards. Was he fouled? The referee says, no, he wasn't, but it did last touch Orlando. One of those rare decisions that neither team is happy for. Looks like a foul. Looks like John Solis just gets his legs tangled up with his opponent and brings Edwards down. All the way to Edwards, plays it into the box, pushed away. Ryan with Edwards pressing him from behind. Clears it upfield. Fisher, some good touches from the center back to bring it under control. Stojadinovic drops it into the 18. Ayari closed down well. Two players with goals involved in that play. Olguin quickly moved along to Nolan. Nolan gets it onto his right foot. His shot blocked. Ayari first time. Saved by Mercado. A lot happening there. Nolan's shot blocked. Ayari through a crowd. Mercado did well to bring that one into his hands with little difficulty. Reed Brown. Loyola, Rhine. Solis, a clever idea. Cuts that pass against the grain, gets it to Mohammed. Mohammed kept it in play. No, he didn't. That's out for a goal kick. This portion of the match is brought to you by your Central Florida Audi dealers. Visit AudiOffers.com for exceptional offers. Olguin. Stojadinovic thought about sliding it forward for Ayari. Opts the pass to Chukwu. Ayari rolls it along. Fisher pressed from behind. Moves it along. Scoops it to Chukwu. Poked back. Chisholm. Here's Ayari now. Olguin. Out wide now for Ayari. Whips it into the back post. Edwards, a header across frame, cleared away by Torrey. Fisher wins the header against Mohammed. Solis wins the header in the midfield. And Orlando, under a bit of pressure, have the ball. Judelson can play it to Sargis. Referee playing advantage. Recognizes there was a foul, but let's play continue. Reed Brown on an inviting pass forward from Loyola. Fullback goes to Solis. Solis, Loyola, poor touch there. Pass asking a little too much of the midfielder. There's Italo. Rosario just gets his footing wrong there. Looks at the ground behind him. May have just lost his grip. Left, Di Rosario. Solis, after a poor touch by Fisher in the midfield. It's Reed Fisher who's behind him. Solis. Abdelawi. Sargis sprays one forward. That's some pass. Picks out Clapier. He's driving at the defense. Back to Loyola. On the overlap, it's Torrey. Low delivery. And in the end, too close to the goalkeeper. And Di Rosario gratefully claims inside his own 6-yard box. Ayari. Overlapping run from Chisholm. His first time delivery blocked. Hassan Ayari gets back onto it. Attempted pass to slide in for Chisholm. It's well intercepted. Clapier trying to carry it out of danger, as is Solis. He's brought down in the 18. He's a little frustrated by that challenge. Referee didn't feel it warranted a free kick. Olguin trying to keep it in play will be unable to do so. It's an Orlando throw-in. Very even match up to this point. Reed Brown slides in, but Edwards stays with the chase. Reed Brown shows some good strength to see off one challenge, trying to cut it in for Rhine. In the end, patience from Fisher. Boots it off Reed Brown, and it's a goal kick. Edwards. Fisher. Ayari. Chukwu, Chisholm. Ayari returns to Chisholm. Delivery pushed away by Abdullawi, only as far as Stojadinovic. Has this one at the edge of the 18 and gives it to Olguin. With Ayari the option on the left wing. Ayari flicks it along. He gets this one back. The return pass aiming for Hassan Ayari. Can't quite get to him. Solis, not a foul. Everyone in the stadium thought it was. It's still with Toronto. Ayari. He has it now on his right foot. It's blocked. Knotted down. Ayari trying to pirouette along in the 18. Strong challenge denied him that opportunity. John Solis, a lot of pressure. This time he will be fouled. It's a free kick. First up now for Orlando, Justin Hilton will come into the match in place of Dyson Clapier.
Leaving the game is number 88, Dyson Clapier. He's replaced by number 72, Justin Hilton.
Edwards keeps it alive. Stojadinovic. Here's Fisher now. Edwards trying to beat Reed Brown for pace, not able to do so. Italo. Solis. Stretching play is Hilton. This portion of the match is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. 68 minutes down in this match. Still 1-1 after 2 first half goals. Referee will whistle for a free kick. Throw in, rather. Maybe a yellow card here for John Solis. Fielder booked.
Ladies and gentlemen, a yellow card has been issued to OCB number 49, John Solis, in the 69th minute.
Solis was booked a moment ago.
It was that kick. He kicked the ball against the concrete boards. Pretty aggressive. It was right next to the ref.
Sargis. Mercado. Great dribbling to skip past Abdullawi. Referee will let play continue. Lucas Olguin, a good performance for him in the midfield so far today. Edwards trying to slide one in, well read by Rhine. Sargis. Mohamed. It's poked from behind by Fisher. Stojadinovic thought about a shot from distance. It's blocked, spins for Torrey. Torrey, good bit of footwork, gets it to Hilton. He's brought down. That's going to be a free kick. Solis. Solis carrying this one forward. He's brought down. It's a challenge and a foul from Reed Fisher. This is also an interesting free kick position for Orlando City B. We saw them find their equalizer from one set piece. John Solis, one assist from a free kick. This one might be in shooting range though. Solis has a go himself and it's over the goal. Solis took that free kick, won goal of the match week after his free kick stunner against Huntsville City. That 3-2 win. Here's Edwards now for Toronto. Low delivery to the edge of the 18. It sits up. Mercado gets behind it on a low shot from Marko Sojudinovic. Relatively tame in the end for Mercado to end up making that stop. Here's Hilton. Olguin. It's a foul off the ball. Going against Loyola. And results in a free kick here. Ayari stands over this one. Scored today, can he turn provider? Lifts one into the back post, it's overhit. Before we have that goal kick, it's going to be the second half hydration break for both teams. 15 minutes plus stoppage time left in this match. Orlando City and Toronto all knotted up, one apiece. Let's see how we've gotten to this point with our goals so far in the match. It was early on in the contest, a costly turnover from Orlando City, punished after Nathaniel Edwards slides one in for Hassan Ayari. Made things 1-0 for the visitors, just 4 minutes into the game. A dream start. It would be canceled out though. It'd be a foul in the midfield from Lucas Olguin. Brings down Fabian Loyola. Great delivery from John Solis. And a tidy finish from Noam Abdellaoui. Made things 1-1 in the 40th minute. It's the scoreline that remains. The teams will have their late second half team talks. Will Goldberg with Orlando City B and Gianni Cimini with Toronto FC 2. As we gear up for the remainder of this match, this portion of the game is brought to you by Powerade. It takes more. Powerade is the official sports drink of Orlando City. Both teams getting that hydration they need, getting that refreshment they need. And Toronto are planning some tweaks to get some fresh legs onto the field. Anthony Bossenberry, Joshua Nugent, and Patrick McDonald are all readying themselves to come into the contest. It's going to be Reed Fisher prepared to come out of the match, as is Richard Chukwu. Jamari Nolan will be the third and final change there. Bossenberry Nugent, McDonald, all coming into the match.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 3 substitutions.
Interested to see what the tweaks look like for Toronto. There's not a like-for-like replacement there for the 6'3" center back Reed Fisher.
He's replaced by number
Anthony Bossenberry, the 5'5" midfielder. Joshua Nugent, the 5'11" forward, and Patrick McDonald, the 5'10" midfielder.
replaced by number 62, Josh Nugent. And
See what tweaks are made,
is number 75, Reed Fisher.
or if Toronto are
He's replaced by number
making some
56,
aggressive changes, try and push some numbers upfield. There's a turnover here. Immediately on the ball is Nugent, squaring it across. It sits up. The sub, his first touches. Anthony Bossenberry takes the lead again for Toronto. May not have been on the field for more than a minute. And again, it's playing out from the back that is costly for Orlando. The ball falls for Bossenberry. What a touch off his chest. Gets it onto that right foot, and there's no chance Mercado can stop it. The 16-year-old with his first professional goal makes it 2-1 Toronto. That's the kind of impact coaches want from substitutes. Nugent on the press. It wasn't him who will get the assist, but Bossenberry just in the right place at the right time. And for the second time this match, it's Toronto who lead. We have our whistle to resume play. What is the response now from Orlando City B? Nugent pressing Mercado. See the sub confirmed for Bossenberry. Comes onto the field, gets into the 18, picks up that loose ball, and knocks it in to the back of the net. It's a turnover here by Italo. Solis skips past one challenge. Looking at his options. Reed Brown lifts it into the back post. Di Rosario able to claim, and he can fall on it. Time is on the side now of Toronto. They scored in the 4th minute. They've scored in the second half. With less than 10 minutes to go now, they could see out a 3rd win in 4 matches. Attempted pass forward, aiming for Nolan all the way through to Mercado. Reed Brown, Solis. Jackson Platts is preparing to come into the match for Orlando City B. Torrey, it's a low block here for Toronto. What can Orlando do to try and unlock it? They pick out Reed Brown. So here Reed Brown rides one challenge, cuts it back. He's with Ryan. There's a slight tug there from Fabian Loyola. It's a free kick and a chance now for Platts to come into the match. He'll come into things. Bernardo Ryan will be the one who makes way.
Substitution for Orlando City B in the 84th minute. Leaving the game is number 44, Bernardo Ryan. He's replaced by number 61, Jackson Platts.
Platts comes into the game. Making way is Bernardo Ryan, so not necessarily a like-for-like change up top. Might see a bit of a tweak in shape. Solis looks to have moved into a left wing position. Di Rosario goes long. That's last off Edwards. Here's Reed Brown. Platts immediately getting in on the action. Follow-up challenge there from Hilton, doesn't win the ball back or win a throw. It's out. Toronto's ball. Turned over here. Nugent with Edwards alongside him. Nugent will try and go at it himself. He got caught in two minds there. Does he go for the pass or go for the shot? Drove it onto his right foot and left that pass a little short. And now it's a chance for Reed Brown to latch onto one. Time and space to pick his head up. Cuts it back. Solis. John Solis. It's a clever first touch from Loyola. A no-nonsense clearance. Down in some discomfort is Chisholm. See again the coming together after the ball was kicked away. May have been a slight kick out there. Not a ton from Loyola. Plays resumed here. He's on the ball. Solis trying to play it forward for Mohamed. Powerful dribbling from Stojadinovic, sliding it through. Mercado off his line. Plays restarted with Judelson. Pressed from behind. Here's Torrey now. Solis swings one out wide, aiming for Hilton. Velvety touch brings it down. Moving it infield, he goes down under the challenge. A challenge from behind from Mohamed, wins it back. Loyola. Fabian Loyola, his pass blocked by Ayari. Turned over though, Hilton wins it back. Slides it along, the first time shot blocked away. It's going to be a corner kick here for Orlando City B. They've come back from behind with one set piece already today, but they trail with less than 2 minutes plus stoppage time. left in our match. Before we have this free kick, some pushing and shoving in the 18. Has caught the attention of Russell Miller. The delivery, the header towards goal. Ambitious from the man who's already scored one. Noam Abdellaoui just can't quite get that towards net. A chance now for Zinedine Rodriguez to come into the match for Dylan Judelson.
Ladies and gentlemen, substitution.
That will be the third sub-period made by Orlando City B.
Game is number 74, Dylan Judelson.
Judelson makes way. Zinedine Rodriguez comes on for a fourth sub appearance. Timothy Fortier will be coming into the match for Asane Yari. Won't happen at this sub interval. High ball, nodded forward. Loyola can't get ahead to it. On the second try, he can though. Italo clears it upfield. Loyola, it's turned over. Good challenge. Stojadinovic tries one from distance, and it's off target. Always was a challenging one to get on frame from so far out. So here is Fortier coming into the match for Hassan Ayari. The first goal scorer for Toronto comes out of the match.
Hassan Ayari. He's replaced by number 61, Timothy Fortier.
Enter into 4 minutes of stoppage time at the end of our 90. That's how long Orlando have left to try and find a response. Long ball forward, aiming for Mohamed Italo. Good strength. In the end, though, the flag had gone up. Di Rosario will wave his players forward. It's Mark Fisher who's dropped into that back line. Just a note there. The header centrally gets to Mercado. Platts, it's Loyola now. Good challenge. Loyola in the press. Referee will play advantage. McDonald able to carry this one away, try and kill more time. Wins a throw in as well. Gets a lot of appreciation from his head coach, Gianni Cimini there. Didn't just settle for the foul. Able to kill a bit more time, win the throw in. As we're about halfway through. A little close to halfway through stoppage time. Nolan chests it down, can't keep it in play. Abdellaoui tosses it to Platts, who will take this throw in. He wants an option, and he has Torrey now. Rion Torrey plays it forward to Reed Brown. Rodriguez. He's pressed at the halfway line and plays it to Abdellaoui. Noam Abdellaoui. Sargis. A ball that hits the referee. He'll let play continue. Torrey. Fabian Loyola. Trying to dance through a few players. He goes down. It's cleared out. It's a throw in for Orlando City B. Thrown into Loyola. He loses his footing there, and a no-nonsense clearance. So does the referee. Referee actually needed a moment to collect himself. Russell Miller helped back to his feet. Russell Miller just, referee falling over there. He's testing out that leg for these final few moments. Obviously this time will be added back on. Miller clearly hobbled a little bit, but he's going to try and see the match out, the center official. So probably about a minute left in this match. He'll be the one who's keeping track of that. Play resumes with the drop ball. Mercado. Clipped upfield. The header towards net. Di Rosario able to bring it down, pick it up. We're past the 4, but we'll have a few seconds beyond that. After the stoppage, the referee, Di Rosario, will boot this one upfield. There was a foul there. Nugent knocking down his opponent. It's a free kick for Orlando City B. Everyone will be up behind this for the visiting side. Hayden Sargis and behind it. Just continuing to gain territory on this free kick. Looks to want to go along with it. He's going to drive this one forward. Nugent comes onto the loose ball, boots it up. It's allowed to drop. Rodriguez coming into contact with his opponent, but gets it to Reed Brown. Tahir Reed Brown showing good strength, gets it to the end line. Fisher, a clearance away, and Toronto see out a gutsy road win in Kissimmee. The substitute Anthony Bossenberry separates things with a goal from the bench. A 2-1 win for Toronto FC2. Let's look at our man of the match. It was a poor turnover at the back, and capitalizing was Anthony Bossenberry with his first touches on the field. Gets his first professional goal. What a moment for our man of the match here today. Orlando City B next in action this coming Monday at Philadelphia Union 2. Toronto on July 6th at Philadelphia Union 2 as well. We appreciate you joining us for our match this evening. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Jack Edwards. Our final score, Orlando City 1, Toronto 2. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. Have a great rest of your Wednesday night.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.